Reason why below bare minimum low effort men love to scare us with the prospect of being alone, of being worthless, is because they are projecting their fears of being alone and worthless. They simply cannot fathom that women are choosing to be single, because a man who does not have access to women is a loser as per the rules of the games of men. They cannot understand that they are not trophies in the world of women. Do you get it now? That's why they're always projecting,
you're gonna hit the wall, you're gonna be worthless, so many bodies, you're not even a virgin.
That's why, because they are projecting their fears of being worthless, of being alone. I read this TikTok, and I'll credit her here. She said that men love to scare women about hitting the wall because they're projecting their own fears of being at the wall, because men are born at the wall. Then they have to prove themselves to get out of the wall. Do you get it now? So they're always projecting their fears onto women about hitting the wall because they are at the wall. Bestie, I'm telling you, there is no wall for women. Women are desirable at any and all ages. Now you know.
Yeah, when we were 5, we thought that we could charge and throw a spirit bomb just like Goku. But the older we got, we learned that it was stupid and it will never happen. Even though I still enjoy Dragon Ball Z, but we grew out of that phase. Unfortunately, when it comes women, they never grow out of the Disney princess phase. You can see a woman in her 40s still hanging on the same delusional dreams that a 15-year-old girl would have. But not only that, in many cases, the 40-year-old is even more delusional than the 15-year-old. She is talking about men being at the wall, while at the same time wanting men to bankroll their lifestyle. To men, the wall is a motivation, while to women, the wall is the truth smacking them back in reality.
Okay, so as a woman, one thing that I'm very sick and tired of seeing is all of these women giving bad advice, especially to the younger women. Because you know what it is? Misery loves company. I see all of these women in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are giving terrible advice to women in their 20s and even younger than that. So coming from a woman, I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you what hitting the wall means. So men value different things than women do. They value beauty, youth, and they value someone that respects themselves. When you start aging, your biological clock is ticking, and that is just a real fact. Going into your 30s, your options are going to be less than when you were in your 20s. And those guys around your age are now looking at the younger women, and you're going to be competing now with the 20-year-olds for the guys that you want. And then now when you're ready to start settling down and possibly start thinking about having kids, those same guys might feel like you're rushing them and they might not want the same things at this point. So then the dating market starts getting stressful, and then now these women are rushing for time because now their biological clock is really ticking and they want to go through the stages. And then a lot of them end up single, a lot of them end up childless because they chose to have fun in their 20s instead of looking for a relationship. And they thought that when the time came that they did want to settle down, that they would still have all the options that they had when they were 20. But then reality hits, and a lot of them end up childless and single, and not by choice. So don't listen to all of these women that are saying that they're so happy and they're so content with not having children and they didn't want to get married, because the reality is that a lot of them did, most of them did. And by that point, they just didn't have a choice anymore. And so they had to accept that now they are childless and single. So of course they're gonna make the best out of it. But what I don't like is that they're preaching to the younger generation that this is the way to go. Because if they could have chosen otherwise, they would have.
Modern, womanist, feminist ideal. You want everything. You don't know what the world costs. And that is why most women cannot respect men. They do not understand what it costs to build the world that they inhabit, like butter won't melt in their mouth. Modern men have made the world too easy for modern women to where you don't have any appreciation for the infrastructure and things that are around. So you think, well, I shouldn't have to be nice to every man. Then fine. Gentlemen, act accordingly. Treat them equal if they want to be treated equal. Let them see how they like it. I don't think they're going to.
That is true. I believe that the reason why women don't respect men's efforts, and men in general, is because 1. Men decide to freely share the fruit of their labor with women who have done nothing meaningful for them. A woman just needs to have a pulse for most men to be willing to protect her and provide for her. And 2, most men don't require respect from women. Just like the late great Kevin Samuels said here, treat women the way women treat men. Be pragmatic with women, not compassionate, because women use men's compassion to exploit men. But again, at the end of the day, life is a choice.
Guys, I swear, I can't make this shit up. I thought chivalry was dead, but apparently I've just had terrible taste in men. So I go on a date tonight with a guy, and he's older, he's old school. So we get to the restaurant, and we get to the table, and he pulls out the chair for me. But since I haven't had somebody do that for me in a very long time, which I know is so sad, I didn't think it was for me, so I go around the table, and I sit on the other side. So he's just staring at me. He's like, "Oh, I was pulling out the chair for you." And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Clearly, I'm not used to this. And it's just so sad that that didn't even cross my mind, because I haven't been treated like that in a very long time. I didn't think he was doing that for me. So guys, please keep doing those small little things. It means the world to girls, at least for me, even if it takes us a little bit to realize that that's what you're doing. And to anyone that's gonna say, "Oh, that's not a big deal, you should choose the men you date better," that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm trying.
First and foremost, modern women are not worthy of that kind of treatment from men. As you just heard, she is not used to be treated like that. And as we can all agree, she doesn't have her V card anymore. Which means that the man she gave it to didn't need to treat her right. The men who enjoyed her didn't need to treat her right too. That tells you all you need to know about her.
Women, it's your turn to get called out. You know, the idea that you wanted to have a roster, the idea that, oh, well, I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna let some guy chase me, because if he wanted to, he would. This is what's happened. Because women have gotten to the point of, well, if he wanted to, he would. He should chase me. He should pay for my nails on the second date. He should make sure that everything is taken care of, because I can't do anything myself. Like, really? Really? This is what you've caused. You've caused really good men to stop being chivalrous because they are not gaining anything from it. They're doing the chivalrous stuff, and women get mad when the door gets open. Like, but I can open the door myself. Really? Let the man open the freaking door. He's being courteous. Like, what? When did women turn into this BS, oh, you should take care of me, but I'm gonna do my own shit, and I don't care about what you need. You just need to give everything to me. Because the majority of my comments are very much and very clear that women have turned men who are good, who try, who put in effort, who have understood what emotional maturity is, and they have tried to put in the effort to women, and maybe they're choosing the wrong women, but at the same time, if the pool of women that are bad is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, then they've given up. So now we have the boys, because I'm gonna call them out too. We have the boys that sit there and say, well, you wanted equality and you wanted 50-50. So now we're giving it to you and you can't complain. I say those are boys because they literally are saying and gaslighting the fact that, well, you wanted something, so guess what? We're giving it to you so you can't complain. That's gaslighting. It doesn't work for me. We need to come back to the idea of holding ourselves accountable, recognizing that at some point along the line, things went a little awry, and then trying to find the crowd that we fit in with. The crowd of women who, yes, may be taking care of their own shit, but also want a man who can step in and kind of say, hey, I see that you are taking care of your shit, And I own that you are taking care of your shit. And I want to take care of you because I see how much you have put into it. And then the women turn and they go to their man and they say, I see that you want to take care of me. And that is very chivalrous of you. And you walk on the outside because you are always protecting me. And I feel safe and secure in the environment that I am in with you. It doesn't matter all of that other BS about my nails and about how I don't want a man to take care of me. That is so BS. Like, the basics of a relationship are interdependent upon each other. They're not codependent. It's not you take care of your stuff, I'm going to take care of my stuff. It is like your hands coming together. They are interdependent upon each other. You don't split things down the middle. You don't say you do the dishes and I'm going to do the laundry. I mean, you could, but like, it's a balance of power in a relationship. So the fact that guys are like the good guys, the ones who know what I am talking about, they're the ones who have said, I can't do this anymore. Because every time I do this, I get shit on by a woman who just wants me to take care of something. And then the women turn around and say, well, you're not doing enough, or you're doing too much. Can we not find a balance here?
The first mistake men made was to give value to what women as a group had to say. And the second mistake men made, and are still making, is to put an effort in making women happy. That being said, that hag started well until she referred to men who decide to actually treat women the way they deserve to be treated as boys. In case you don't know, this is how women try to dodge accountability for problems they create. They try to make it look like men and women both have their share of blame. Don't get me wrong, men have their own issues. But when it comes to relationship, this is all women's doing. As I said before, women want the benefits of both traditionalism and modernism, but they don't want to bear the responsibilities of either. You always hear women talk about men participating in housework, but those same women refuse to participate in the house's financial responsibilities. Don't be fooled, guys. Treat women the way women treat men, and base your judgment on what they do, not what they say. And P.S. There is no such thing as a balance of power in a romantic relationship. There is one leader, the man, and there is the follower, the woman. Your boss can ask you for your opinion, but there is no instance when you will ever have power over your boss.
You killed them. You killed whatever was inside of them that would have made them actually act like men. Guys are afraid to be men.
Yeah, feminism has disincentivized men from being gentlemen.
Completely.
It's all back.
It's all backwards. Can we fix it?
Yes. Yes, you totally can fix it.
Even if you give advice to men, get them back on the right track, if women are getting what they're getting, fed to them, spoon-fed to them all day long, is that dynamic ever going to get fixed?
Well, okay, the solution from the man's perspective is you ignore those women and you pursue the ones that are actually acting feminine and like women again. You have to delegate. Your attention is valuable. So, okay, I only give attention and I'm only a gentleman to the women that deserve to be a gentleman to.
But that's bullshit. The water has been spilled and there is no getting it back in the vase. You do not know who is a feminist and who is not. Women will have to start holding other women accountable. And even if that happens, there is no sitting at a table to negotiate with women. Women need men more than men need women. Women have destroyed the natural order of things, and only nature itself can fix it. And it has started. Women are starting to see a withdrawal of men's participation. And as a result, we are seeing more and more women starting to have men's speech. But don't be fooled. The reason why they do that is because they are seeing men's protection and active involvement in their lives starting to dwindle. The only way women can win the game is if men play. And the only way to win the game as a man is by not playing.
You ever notice how women will punish good men because they're good men? I recently called out women for reserving most of their disrespect for the men they're dating. And I actually wound up in a conversation with a girl in my friend group about the topic. This was her rationale. Yeah, I guess that's kind of true, but that's just because we feel more comfortable around you. Like, we know you're not going to get angry or do anything bad to us. Disclaimer. I really like this girl, and I know she thinks she's being complimentary with this reasoning, but I had to explain to her that if she completes the circle of that thought process, she will land on the realization that she is being disrespectful to a man because he is good. And I know that a ton of women rationalize their behavior like this in the same way. Newsflash, we do get angry. We just don't act on it. Why? Because we're good. This is why good men shut down in relationships instead of fighting you. They become what they believe is the least dangerous and most peaceful versions of themselves in these moments. So ladies, I'm not saying you're bad people. I'm just saying that this is a thing you do that you should change.
You are a bad person if you make an innocent the target of discontent. Personally, just leave. Getting angry is not only stupid, but it is also dangerous as a man. If you get angry, you open yourself to the possibility of being falsely accused of domestic violence. We live in a world where women can falsely accuse men of things and face absolutely no consequences. The best option is to just leave. Western modern women view kindness and self-restraint as invitations for abuse. If you didn't know, now you know. Have a good one. Peace.
In China, if you're over 25, you are expired. In the dating market, you are called a 剩女, leftover woman.
A what?
A leftover woman. After 25, you can't be picky anymore. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend. Imagine China is Leonardo DiCaprio.
China is Leo.
The whole China is Leo.
I dare you to say this in America. You go up to American girls and say, you're 25, it's done.
You are already done for Leo.
They would hate that policy.
They do. In China, they do that.
How come you never say anything when they come up with the 25? Why don't you say, that's how we do it in China?
Exactly. I wanted to do that. Let me talk about it. I think Leo is just following Chinese culture. Maybe he eat too much dim sum. He went to Mr. Chow too many times. He just have the Chinese standard. You're over 25, you're expired.